In this episode of Toys Back Zen, I'm going to be taking a look at this vintage series Death Star droid, and I'm also going to be comparing it to my original Kenner Death Star droids. These droids also need a lot of work to them. We've got some missing chrome, we've got some missing black paint, and most of the joints are really loose. So stick around. I did see this in Walmart quite a few times. It is a Walmart exclusive. I kind of passed by it, but I decided this time I would just check it out. They have made 3 different molds of this figure, particularly. And here's the other 3 figures that you see in this wave. It's the 50th anniversary. And I don't know, I kept seeing it. I didn't think didn't look like a great figure, but I wanted to maybe get it and just check it out. The Death Star droid was one of my favorite characters from the classic movies, and I had the original Kenner figure when I was a kid, and I played with it quite a bit. It has some really nice articulation, but I find the left arm is weird. It doesn't actually articulate down like the right one is. It's kind of in a weird position. I do like the ab crunch, and the paintwork for the wires and the abdomen section is really nice. I like the profile of the head. I think it is a little bit more accurate than the vintage Kenner ones, but yeah, I think it looks really good. The waist does pretty much turn 360 degrees, and it's got a lot of nice black paint wash on it too. Unfortunately, it's not shiny like the Vac Chrome Metal vintage ones, but I think that's an environmental thing that they don't do anymore because it's not good for the environment. So I think this is a pretty nice shiny paint with the black wash, and it looks really nice. Now, compared to the Kenner figures, it's a little short. It's not quite the size that I'm used to with these figures, but it looks pretty good. I think it will look nice on my shelf. I'm only going to buy one of these. I know that they made 3 different molds of this figure, like I said earlier. This is the 3rd mold, and they also did a Build-A-Figure with this Death Star droid, and they also made it in a lot of different colors, like black. The black one is actually the one that you see on the Death Star. This particular figure you see on the Sandcrawler. So I don't know why they call it the Death Star droid, but they do. So you can see here the vintage Kenner figures I have. The joints are really loose. I'm missing some chrome. And also a lot of the black on their shoulders and on their eyes and around the mouth are all pretty much worn off. And the chrome on a couple of these are a little yellowed from time. These were back in the early 80s. So we're going to fix all that today. First thing I'm going to do, this is an experiment. I've never done this before, to make the joints a little stiffer. So I'm just going to use this pipette and pipette some floor polish right in here. And it soaks right in to the area. So it soaks right into the joint. Now this is a liquid, so it's going to have to sit for a while. It's probably like a wax kind of liquid because it is floor polish, and it's supposed to harden and protect your floors. So I'm hoping this will harden and make the joints nice and tight. We'll do this to all of the figures I have. I have one figure that has pretty tight joints. I'm not going to do it to that, but I'm going to do it to the other 3. We'll let those dry, and we'll see what happens when we come back. So here's the 3 figures here. You can see here on the mat that I've got some floor polish that's dried. It looks pretty hard. So if we move these joints, carefully. I don't want to break anything. Oh yeah, so the joints are actually quite tight. Not overly tight where you feel like it's going to break the pegs inside, but it does take a little force to get them to move again. So that's awesome. I'm really happy that all worked. Let's see what the other ones are like. Now I put a fair amount of this stuff in there. So yeah, it's working really good. Some of it actually leaked out of the area where the joints are, so I just cleaned that up with a dry rag or whatever. But it is a wax, so if you're going to paint over it, I would suggest using some lighter fluid to clean up any excess that's on the figure. I'm going to use a Molotow chrome pen, and I'm going to just go around all three of these figures. Even the fourth one that has the tight joints does have a little chrome wear on the toes and on the back of the elbows, so I'm going to be doing that too. So let's do that, and we'll see what they look like. That's much better. Now that the chrome is drying, I did do some black on the figure with the tight joints, and I've used an enamel gloss paint because I want the black to be glossy like the chrome. This is the enamel paint I used, the Humbrol enamel, and I think it looks really good. I did pick up some new paint brushes with some nice fine tips on it, but I'm going to use a toothpick here on the mouth, and then I'll use my paintbrush for the eyes and the other details. So there's our completed Death Star droids. We've got tight joints, new chrome, and all the black gloss has been repainted and it looks really good. I'm really happy to get these figures back in shape again. These have been in my collection probably, the last 7-8 years, and I've been collecting them over the years at toy shows and stuff. So it's really nice to have them back in shape and looking great. Now I've got the new Vintage Series one, and like I said, I do like the look of this figure, but he's too short, and he's not chrome enough, and I think his left arm is weird. So these guys look really good. This guy, I don't know. I'm glad I got him. I've got a version of him anyway. But for $20 and the fact he doesn't come with any accessories or anything, I think he's a pass for me. I think I'll just save that money and put it towards more vintage Kenner Death Star droids. And now that I know that I can fix them up and getting them looking good again, I'll continue doing that. So thanks for watching this episode of Toys Back Zen. Please like and subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below, and share this video. Thanks. See ya.